Total War Attila is a Total War game that takes place during the fall of Rome. So that's about 400 AD. But enough with the history lesson. What you are here to know is that whether this game is fun, whether it's worth playing. So tune in for 5 minutes and you'll find out. Do note that I've played a few Total War games before, so I'll be making some comparisons to these games that I've played before. So without further ado, let me begin. Also, I won't be covering the expansions The Last Roman and Age of Shyamalan, as I believe these expansions are unique enough to deserve their own review. So I'll just be focusing on the grand campaign of Total War Attila. Although this game was released in 2015, it still looks visually appealing to me. It's very clear what each unit can do from the weapon they are holding, and if unclear, you can always look at the information at the bottom left of the screen. Furthermore, the sounds of battle makes you feel that you're actually in the thick of it, especially when you zoom in. You can hear the horses galloping as the arrows whisk past around your cavalry. So great effort has been taken to make sure the battlefield reflects the environment I'm in. So for example, this battle between the Geats and the Danes it takes place in the fields of England, so it's very foggy and it also has grassland. In another battle between the Huns, White Huns, and the Eastern Roman Empire, it takes place in a heavily forested area and during rainy conditions, and this is also reflected on the battlefield. So you see the presentation is one of the high points of Attila Total War. I also like to congratulate the developers for trying to make every faction feel unique by giving almost every faction special units and unique units. This is in contrast to the earlier Shogun Total War, or rather Shogun 2 Total War, where every spearman of the Japanese factions are all the same. But here, the factions spearmen of the Romans will be drastically different from the spearmen of the White Huns. I would like to also praise the developers for the starting screen, where it's very easy to understand what you have to do in order to get the victory. If there is one criticism, I would like to see a visual representation on a map on where do I exactly have to go before I start playing my chosen faction. Now I want to cover where Total War Attila sets itself apart from other Total War games, where its historical setting. So not only can you play as the Roman factions, you also can play as the barbarians or the migrating hordes. You can also play as the Desert Kingdoms or the Sassanid Empire from the east. And bear in mind, this is during the fall of Roman Empire, which left a deliberate mark in the eyes of the Christians living during that time. So it's good that Total War Attila draws Christian references, especially through the birth of Attila, who took this opportunity to portray himself as one of the horsemen of apocalypse during this setting. And it's very thematic and quite enjoyable in the series. To hammer home this apocalyptic point, you can raise cities to the ground, and you can actually see it change on the map as you burn the town down and everything burns around you. And as such, this is truly one of the more unique and fun features of Total War Attila. You can actually see the world dying around you. In other words, this game can easily change from a strategy military game to a survival horror game. And bear in mind that burning of such towns is not only for aesthetic purposes, it can actually change the fertility of the land around you. Couple that with migrating tribes and hostile tribes suddenly showing up at your border, and rapid immigration and lack of food, this game can always make you feel, even at your peak, that you're one turn away from total disaster. And this is the most challenging point, and therefore the most fun Total War game I have ever played. The AI isn't dumb either, and they'll especially make use of heavy cavalry to flank you and ambush you. So do watch out when you play this game. Do not treat it like playing another Medieval 2, where the AI is basically very easy. This game will be super challenging, especially if you play as a Western Roman Empire, as you have to seek to just survive, not even expand. As such, I give Total War Attila a 9 out of 10. I've played over 100 hours of the game and I can't wait to put in more. It would have gotten a perfect score, but I have to admit the game is poorly optimized. Sometimes battles with large unit counts take forever to load, like in this screen right here. But overall, I had an enjoyable experience with Attila Total War. So have a good day everyone and enjoy the rest of your week.